Welcome to a new video which is about trigonometry. In this video basically I will introduce you the trigonometric functions. This is the first video of trigonometric series in this channel. I'm planning to make it around 20 videos to cover almost all topics about trigonometry. Without further ado, let's get started. We have a right triangle on the left, and as you can see ABC is a right triangle, and let's say this point is A and that is B and that is C, and this angle, which is actually the angle A, is called angle X. Normally, that side, which is opposite side of angle A, is called side A, and that side, which is hypotenuse, in other words, which is the opposite side of angle C, is called the length C, and that side is called length B. By the way, length B is also called adjacent side of angle X, and length A is called opposite side of angle X, and length C is called hypotenuse also. So in such a right triangle, we can define trigonometric functions. And what are those trigonometric functions? They are called sine, cosine, tangent, cotangent, and we have cosecant and secant. Cosecant actually is abbreviated as it is shown here, CSC, and this is also equal to, guys, 1 divided by sine of x. And in a similar manner, we can see that we also have secant x, which is also equal to 1 divided by cosine x. Let's get started with the sine of x. So if you look at the situation from the angle x perspective, we see that this is equal to opposite side, divided by hypotenuse. And opposite side is A, and hypotenuse is called C, so it's going to be A divided by C. And similarly, cosine is adjacent divided by hypotenuse. Adjacent is B, hypotenuse is C, so the cosine of x is B divided by C. And tangent x is opposite side divided by adjacent side, and because opposite side is A and adjacent side is B, so we're going to have A divided by B. And cotangent x is the inverse of tangent x, actually, if you realize. So cotangent x is adjacent divided by opposite side, so adjacent is B and opposite is A, so the result is going to be B divided by A. If you look at cosecant here, which I said that, and also you can see it is 1 divided by sine of x, so we can say that cosecant x is 1 divided by sine of x, and that is equal to, guys, 1 divided by sine of x is what? A divided by C. So if I put here A divided by C, and the next time I'm going to have 1 times, just write C divided by A, and that is going to be C divided by A, guys. So this is what we see here, C divided by A. And similarly, secant x also is equal to 1 divided by cosine of x. From here we can see that this is also C divided by B. And let's take a look at some questions regarding these functions. And we have our first example, and it says, for the given right triangle ABC, what are sine of x, cosine of x, tangent x, and cotangent y? Let's find out sine of x first. As I said before, sine of x is opposite side divided by hypotenuse. So we're going to look at the situation from the angle x, According to the angle x, the opposite side is 4, right? And the hypotenuse is 5, so this is going to be equal to, guys, 4 divided by 5. And for cosine of x, again, we're going to look at the situation from the angle x. And according to the angle x, adjacent is 3 and hypotenuse is 5, so we're going to have 3 over 5, guys. For tangent x, again, we're going to look at the situation from angle x, and according to the angle x, opposite side is 4 and the adjacent side is 3, so this is going to be equal to 4 divided by 3. And finally, we're going to have cotangent y, and that is equal to, guys, again, at this time, we're going to look at the situation from the angles y's perspective, So we will look at the condition from this angle, and according to this angle, adjacent is 4, so we're going to have 4 divided by opposite is 3. As you can see in this question, cotangent y and tangent x, they are equal to each other. And let's take a look at our next example. In this question, a right triangle ABC is given as we see. The hypotenuse is 10. And this side is, which is the opposite side of angle x, is 8. This side, which is the adjacent side of angle x, is 6. And according to this right triangle, we are asked to find the value of sine y plus cosine x and tangent x times cotangent y. So let's take a look at sine y first. Of course, we will look at the situation from the angle y perspective. According to the angle y, what is opposite side? Of course, opposite side is 6. So I'm going to have here 6 divided by hypotenuse is 10 already, plus for cosine of x, I'm going to look at the situation from angle x perspective, and according to the angle x, cosine was what? Adjacent divided by hypotenuse. So again, adjacent according to the angle x is 6. So still I'm going to have 6 divided by 10 from here also. So from here we have 6 divided by 10 plus 6 divided by 10, which is going to be 12 divided by 10. And if you keep going, then we're going to have 1.2, guys. And for the second part of the question, we are asked to find the value of tangent x. And again, we will look at the situation from the angle x perspective. And according to the angle x, the opposite side is 8. So for tangent x, I'm going to have 8 divided by adjacent part, which is 6, times cotangent y. Again, I'm going to look at the situation from the angle y. So cotangent was what? Adjacent divided by opposite. So we're going to have adjacent is according to the angle y. Adjacent is 8. So we're going to have 8 divided by 6. So this is actually 8 square divided by 6 square, guys. And that is equal to 64 divided by 36. Of course, you can just simplify the question. Let me just do it here. 64 divided by 36, because in questions generally the result is given to you in the simplest form. So 64 is, it is already 8 times 8, which is 4 times 2, divided by 36 is 9 times 4. I just want to show you the common numbers, which are 4 in both numbers, in both numerator and denominator. So you can just cross out 4, and then the leftover is 8 times 2, which is 16. So the result is, let me write it here, 16 divided by 9, which is the final answer in the simplest form. And let's take a look at our last question in this video. In this question, we have a right triangle, and cosine of x is given to us considering that right triangle, and then we are asked to find the value of tangent x. And we have a tip, and it says use Pythagorean Theorem to solve this question. Well, of course, in order to use Pythagorean Theorem, we need to remember it. So if you apply Pythagorean Theorem here, we can say that c square is, which is the square of hypotenuse, right? The square of a plus b square. So this is called Pythagorean Theorem, guys. And let's call this angle x. Now we will apply this cosine x on this right triangle, okay? Because cosine of x is given to us as cosine of x is 12 divided by 13, okay? Just apply this ratio here. So cosine was what? Adjacent divided by hypotenuse. So if b is, which is adjacent, right? b is 12, and if c is 13, then we can see that in this right triangle, cosine of x is 12 divided by 13. So by using Pythagorean Theorem, we can easily find a, which is not known, okay? So I'm going to just apply the Pythagorean Theorem right now. C is what? 13. So 13 square is a, we don't know, and this is what we are looking for. So a square plus b is 12 square. So 13 square is 169 is equal to a square is a square, of course, plus 144. And now if you send this 144 to the left, okay, I'm going to leave a square alone. So I'm going to have a square is equal to 169. On the right here, 144 was plus, and now if you send it to the other side, it's going to be negative. So minus 144. For the people who don't know what I did here, I recommend you to take a look at one of my previous videos about shortcuts in calculations. And from here, we're going to have a square is, if you subtract 144 from 169, then I'm going to have 25, guys. And if you take the square root of both sides, and then I'm going to have a as 5. So by using Pythagorean Theorem, we found that a is 5. And now we can easily find any trigonometric value in this right triangle. And we are asked to find the value of tangent x. And so let me just write it here. Tangent x is, we're going to look at the situation from the angle axis perspective, and tangent x was opposite side divided by adjacent side. So we're going to have 5 divided by 12, which gives us the final answer, guys. As I said at the beginning, this video was our first video in this series. I'll continue in the upcoming videos from the same topic, guys. If you have any question, you can put them in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and hopefully see you in the upcoming videos.